start with the weather and bring in meteorologist Simone Thomas. Simone, hot and dry seems to be the main story out there. When can we expect a cool down and maybe some rain?
A few of our neighbors have been lucky enough to pick up on a stray shower, but that coverage has really started to dwindle over the past hour. Coverage really was pretty isolated to begin with, and not much accumulation was picked up. Here's a quick look across the state. Maybe a few stray showers right now continuing across portions of Independence and Stone County. Otherwise, a lot of that rain has again dissipated. It as we approach sunset, we're really going to see less of that rain. Here's kind of the rainfall accumulation over the past couple hours, what we've seen through the afternoon. Again, not much rain has actually made it to the surface, so we're going to keep up this streak of hot and dry conditions as we continue through the evening. A few passing clouds expected with those winds coming from the south. They will be calm after midnight, and overnight we're going to see temperatures dip into the lower 70s and upper 60s. Tomorrow going to be another hot and dry day, looking to reach the middle 90s with partly sunny skies. Full details on the week ahead are coming up in your 7-day outlook.
Thanks, Simone. Tonight we're learning new information about last night's shooting at the North Little Rock Benton football game. We're told it happened around 8:15, but some details like where the bullet came from are still unclear, as detectives say they're reviewing surveillance footage from multiple locations and interviewing witnesses to learn more. We do know the victim is a Benton parent. Police say he has non-life-threatening injuries and has been released from the hospital. They also tell us there will be more officers at all remaining home games this season. It's something that left lots of fans and players in shock as the investigation continues. THV 11's Carter Thweet spoke to some of those at the game and got their reactions after they learned about the shooting.
We're excited to get our first win of the season.
All we were just thinking about is football, 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 football.
For senior tight end Merrick Rourke and junior right guard Jimmy Morales, Friday's game against North Little Rock couldn't have started better. Coming off a loss to Bryant, the team was up big at halftime, playing like they knew they could, says senior wide receiver Will Carter.
We had a good week leading up to it at practice, and we just felt confident in each other.
But at halftime, everything changed. It's still being investigated whether the shot that struck a Benton fan originated inside or outside the stadium. But that didn't change much for Merrick's mother, Julie.
We just heard someone behind us say someone's been shot, and we turned around and just instinctively, I guess, got up and started moving toward the exit.
But Julie says she didn't want to leave her son or the other players who had been in the locker room hallway underneath the bleachers hearing from Coach.
We're playing a good game. We need to keep our intensity up. And then the corner of my eye, through the fence, I see lights and sirens, police cars driving by. I'm like, something bad's happening for sure.
The coaches were talking, and then we started hearing people say, get in the locker room, get in the locker room.
So all the coaches kind of just started, pushing us into the locker room, like not really knowing what's going on.
The thing is, we didn't hear any gunshots, so we didn't know what was happening at the time. And when we got in the locker room, other people came in the locker room with us too, like cheerleaders, they were crying.
After a few minutes, coaches were able to explain what had happened.
We're just kids trying to have fun, doing the sport we love. I mean, it's just not really something you expect.
It's crazy, it's scary, it's baffling in my head. I couldn't really believe it at first that there was a shooting, because it's like, I'd never expect this to happen here.
Carter says what the team did next was inspiring to see. Julie Rourke says something similar.
It's kind of awesome to see in the locker room, you just had groups of guys coming together just praying.
Administration and coaches were super organized and took care of our kids with just the utmost responsibility and care. And I'm so thankful for that as a parent.
In North Little Rock, Carter Thweet, THV 11 News.
Carter, thank you. As for the game, it goes down as a win for Benton, who was leading 24-7 when the game was canceled. Today, family, friends, and Arkansas politicians got together to celebrate the life of 74-year-old Arkansas State Senator Gary Stubblefield. Stubblefield had a successful career in public service and is remembered for his many contributions, not just to the community, but also for his dedication to his family and the Lord.
Never lied down. He fought the good fight the whole time. When he was injured, when he was hurting, when he was sick, I watched that man go to that mill barn, and I'd walk around there, and he would be throwing up from being sick, but he never, he never stopped. He had a job to do, he did it.
Friends and family talked about more than just his political career. They talked about his simple upbringing on a chicken farm and milking cows at the age of 11, and how a big part of his life was his family and using the voice of God. People across the country continuing to mourn the loss of Charlie Kirk tonight as authorities continue to look for more information about his alleged assassin. CBS's Andres Gutierrez has more as his widow vows for Kirk's movement to carry on.
3 days after the shooting death of political activist Charlie Kirk, his followers continue to mourn his passing.
Good evening. My name is Erica Kirk.
On Friday evening, Kirk's widow, Erica, posted a video on social media praising Kirk and vowing to carry on his work.
To everyone listening tonight across America, the movement my husband built will not die. It won't. I refuse to let that happen. It will not die.
Also on Friday, mourners gathered around the nation to pay tribute to Kirk in vigils in New York City and Utah. Members of the Trump administration, including Secretary of State Marco Rubio, continued to praise Kirk this weekend.
And I admired all the stuff he said and did on campuses. I think he had an enormous influence on young people. I think we actually need more of that dialogue and discourse.
While followers continue to mourn Kirk, authorities continue to investigate Kirk's alleged assassin, Tyler Robinson, a 22-year-old man from Utah.
I want to thank the family members of Tyler Robinson who did the right thing.
Robinson's father recognized his son and urged him to turn himself in. Those who knew Robinson say they're shocked to learn a young man they describe as polite and responsible is accused of doing something so violent.
He, since I met him growing up, was always a kind, respectable, genuine kid, the kind of student that teachers liked, and all this, I feel like, not just to me, but everyone else, has come really unexpected.
President Trump said he intends to attend Kirk's funeral. Andres Gutierrez, CBS News, St. George, Utah.
Tonight at 7:30, a vigil for Kirk will be held at the state capitol here in Arkansas. There will also be another one tomorrow night at 8 at the Saline County Courthouse. Meanwhile, President Trump says his administration is now targeting Memphis in the crackdown on crime. The president says his call for federal forces in Memphis came after speaking to Union Pacific CEO Jim Vena, who used to work in the city. So far, there's no official date set for sending troops to Memphis, but in a social media post, Tennessee Governor Bill Lee says he'll be working out the details with the White House.
Certainly not happy about the National Guard. I am looking forward to trying to find ways to invest in the things that we're already doing to address crime in our city.
The National Guard was called to Memphis twice in the past 6 decades, once after the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and 10 years later after the city's police and firefighter unions went on strike.